It's Kelly Scott here, going to be joined very shortly with a very special guest. He's coming back to the Northeast this Sunday to the City Hall, performing his Freedom Tour, singing all the hits of George Michael. I'm talking about the one and only Joe McElderry. Good morning, thank you for joining me.
Hello.
Now, how are you? You're currently on a huge tour at the minute. How does it feel to be finally bringing the Freedom Tour to the Northeast?
It's amazing. I'm so excited. Obviously, we're coming to the City Hall. It feels like it's been a long time in the making. Like, I feel like, because obviously we announced it last year. We spoke about it the year before that in the middle of lockdown. So it feels like it's been going on for so long. And then all of a sudden it's here. And we've done 5 shows and the audiences are absolutely incredible.
And I've seen some of the videos. They are absolutely screaming. Are you surprised at the response?
I'm not surprised because obviously I know from my shows, like, my audiences are always love a good time. But then you add them in the mix of like the legacy of George's music, and it's just fantastic music, so it absolutely deserves it. You know, it's like, it's that kind of music that you just can't help sing along to, and then you've got the heartbreakingly beautiful ballads, maybe a bit of Wham as well, which people go absolutely mental for. I think it's just lovely for us because obviously we've been planning it for a long time, and when you take a show out on the road, you never know how it's going to be, you know, received. And then when you do those first couple of nights and you just think this has a special feeling about it, it's always a lovely feeling.
And what I love is it's not like a stars in their eyes Joe McElderry is becoming George Michael. It isn't that at all, is it? It's just you celebrating the songs.
Yeah, so it's very much me in concert honouring his music. So I don't try and mimic him. I don't try and, you know, there's little nods of fashion to him.
Well, I wasn't going to mention, but I can look right now and see that, I know on the poster you've got an earring. You genuinely have got an earring and didn't used to. Did you do it especially for this show?
Well, yeah, because we'd planned to have a clip-in earring, like the famous Faith earring, and we did some promo filming and shots and stuff, and it kept falling out. And I said to the production company, I was like, listen, like, this is going to fall out on stage. I know how much I jump around and move around on stage, and I can't be dealing. Like, well, we can always just cut the earring if you're not happy with it. And I thought, you know what, I'll get into the spirit. I'll get me ear pierced. But I actually quite like it now. I mean, I don't keep the big Faith cross in.
No, but I think
I've
that
got
looks
a little
nice.
stud in now, but I might keep it after, and, you know, it's a little bit of jewellery, isn't it?
Do you know, the special thing about you doing it as well is it isn't you just singing because you're a fan of George Michael. I mean, I love the fact that you've actually sung with him.
Yeah.
Like, when you think back to that time, what was it like performing on stage with George Michael?
It was incredible, you know, and if you had told me 13 years ago that I would be doing this tour, you know, we would never, well, first of all, we never would have imagined we would have lost him, you know, which is a really sad thing. But he was so lovely on the show. He was so caring and giving with his time and humble. Probably one of the most humble people of that level of success that I've ever actually met. I never imagined, you know, that I would be doing this in 13 years. But, you know, the other night we were in Birmingham and I was singing Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, and the whole crowd is literally singing word for word, like every single letter of the word, like going for it. And you just think, like, he was so loved, and what an incredible legacy of music he's left behind. You know, I know obviously Don't Let the Sun Go Down on It was a duet with Elton John, but all of his other music, you know, we've got like Faith, Praying for Time, Father Figure, Careless Whisper, like hit after hit after hit that people just absolutely love and adore him for. It's a special thing to be doing. And
I know that you've always been a fan and like his songs. Are there any songs that you're performing on this tour that you never realised you enjoyed so much? Because he's got such a huge back catalogue.
I love singing Amazing.
Yeah.
We do a really kind of cool version of Amazing that we've worked on with the band. I love Father Figure. That's a beautiful song. Jesus to a Child. I'm giving the whole set list away here. But I suppose it's all of his hits. We're not...
Yeah, we want to know. We want to know.
But yeah, Jesus to a Child, I think, is a really special moment in the show. I'll tell you what else, which everybody absolutely loves, which I'm not shocked at because it's a brilliant song. We do I Knew You Were Waiting, Aretha and George.
Who plays Aretha? Is it Jen?
So Jen is my MD, musical director.
And from right here in the Northeast as well.
She's from South Shields, yes. And she has got a fantastic voice. So I said, well, do you fancy getting up and doing it? And she was like, well, I'm playing the piano. And I was like, yeah, but we can work something out so that you can come out front. So it was actually a really... I'm giving all the show away. I shouldn't be doing this.
No, you've got to.
Well, you'll see it. They'll be seeing it this weekend. There's a really cool moment where she comes from out on the piano.
Oh, I love
comes right out front and it gets an amazing reaction off the audience. So that's such a great one. But it's just lovely. after everything we've kind of gone through in the last 2 years, it's lovely to just see venues packed out and people just singing and dancing and having the time of their lives.
And we definitely will be this Sunday. Well, stick around, Joe. We're going to hear more about the Freedom Tour after this. It's Kelly Scott here, joined by the fabulous Joe McElderry, who's at the City Hall this Sunday with the Freedom Tour. But you've got another gig a few weeks later, haven't you, right here in the North East?
Yeah, so we're going to the new Stockton Globe, Stockton Globe venue, which I've heard's incredible. So we're there on the 28th of October. And yeah, I'm really, I haven't played the City Hall for a few years now. Whenever I've done venues in Newcastle, I've been all different venues. But the City Hall, I haven't been back there for a while, so I think it's going to be a special one. It's packed already. There are still literally a few, like a handful of seats left. So come down, join the party. I have a feeling Newcastle will be one of the best audiences, as per usual.
It'll be amazing. Now, the thing I'm really excited about is, obviously, the big question was going to be what are you going to wear, the outfits and everything. Are we, the leather jackets, are we getting a bit of that?
We are. We've got like nods to George's fashion. So when we kind of came up with the show, I was very I said, I don't want it to be too costume dress up. Like, I don't want it to look like a fancy dress costume. I want it to be just little nods of stuff that I would wear, but nods towards the fashion that he wore. So we've got the leather jackets. We've got the famous boots. There's a little bit of fringed
love the fringing,
sleeves going on and sparkles. And lovely Ophelia from your radio station.
Yeah, of course.
She is a good friend of mine.
Yeah, Ophelia B from The Breakfast Show here. She's got a hand in a bit of your costumes, hasn't she?
She's blinged me up. She's blinged me up. So I had some ideas for the costumes, and she obviously does that when she's doing her drag. And she's blinged me right up. So I'm very sparkly. Very sparkly and glittery.
I hear that she's been sat with a G&T glittering up you. You've got two. I've saw pictures of them. I've not seen them on you yet. I know there's the black leather jacket with some writing on the back, and then is it like a grey jacket with loads of there's a lot. I'm not going to ruin it. I've seen some pictures when Ophelia did it. She showed me pictures and I was like, can you bling up everything I own? Now I want her to just put rhinestones on everything.
That's the problem, isn't it? Because obviously I'm used to, like, when you do the shows and gigs and things like that, you're used to like sparkly costumes and things like that. And now she actually showed us how to do it as well.
Oh, don't now.
And I was like, I'm going to be sitting at home with rhinestones, literally rhinestoning every single thing in my wardrobe.
Rhinestone slippers and everything in the house. Oh, that sounds like a great night in. A few bottles of rosé.
It's actually quite relaxing.
Yeah, that would be nice. So that's you all blinged up. What about the audience then? Do they give it a go?
People have been coming in 80s inspired outfits.
Oh, stop. I might have to
We've had the Choose Life t-shirts. Somebody came the other day down to Birmingham with a Geordie Michael t-shirt on, which I thought was very good.
That is amazing.
Play on words. Joe McElderry, Geordie Michael. I was like, I like your thinking. Right, why did I not think of that for my merchandise?
I know, maybe next time. So anyone, if you're listening right now and going to go along, if you dress up, I will. Let's make a pact. Everyone say aye at the same time. Aye, right, we're dressing up. Sunday night. If I'm not the only person dressed up, Joe, I'm going to kill you.
No, I promise. I promise. The last three venues, they've all been dressed up.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I cannot wait. So it's Sunday at the City Hall and then October the 28th in Stockton, isn't it?
Stockton Globe, yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see you with your little dangly earring in, being George Michael. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks, Kelly.
And after talking about the man himself, we can't not play a George Michael song. Here's Fast Love on